This is TWiT.
So Wirecutter tweets, we were not able to make a deal with the New York Times. So starting today and through the 29th, they urge you to boycott Wirecutter, and 100% of Wirecutter's unit will be striking from Thanksgiving through Cyber Monday. That's a big deal. I wanted to mention it because I want to support these guys. I think the
I tweeted it, so none of us go to Wirecutter to buy some stuff.
Not me. The Intelligencer, New York Magazine. Here's the best strike for most people. playing on the Wirecutters.
Corey Sika is brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if she wrote the headline. He wrote the headline, but boy, that's a great headline. He does find a former New York Times executive who said, yeah, many times staffers don't believe their work is journalism at all. The pay scale is substantially different from Times salaries. They look down at the Wirecutter folks. I guess I understand. I've seen this
having
forever.
joined Time Inc.
Yeah.
Yes, as part of their digital department.
Yeah.
They're like, oh yeah, you're great. And then you would get these like snippy little things where they're like, no, you're just like a Kia, we're the Ferrari. And you're like, mother pluckers.
Oh yeah.
Don't
We had the
say
same
that.
experience, when we had a website for a TV show, the website's like, oh you dirty web people.
Yep.
I mean, that made sense in like 2002. It doesn't make sense
Not anymore.
in 2020 or 2015.
Wirecutter
It was a big deal. Go ahead.
Wirecutter recruited 10,000 subscribers in its first month behind the paywall. That's the kind of revenue that makes a big difference to the New York Times. So,
it's also interesting that Perpich, who's a family member, who is in charge of this, and I've had him at events at the school because we have a community practice on commerce. So Wirecutter has been very helpful in helping other media companies understand how to do this. It really struck me. I think it was about 8 months ago or so. I started seeing Wirecutter on the homepage of the New York Times. And I actually emailed him and said, well, congratulations, that's amazing. And he said, yeah, it was a very big deal that they were doing that. And so part of the problem here, yeah, it's different. Yes, it's commerce. It touches filthy lucre, capitalism. Nonetheless, if it helps support the journalism, you would think the journalists would be nicer to it.
Yeah. Well,
no.
Sometimes you have to stand up and
I know, Stacey.
We want to be treated better, and that's what they're doing. And so
is a boycott so a strike is one thing. Is a boycott I'm just asking this a question. I don't really have an opinion on it. A line too far?
No. I mean, whenever you go on strike, you say don't cross the picket line. Now with a virtual property, there's no picket line to go into the Wirecutter store. So it's just saying, don't cross our picket line. Don't use the Wirecutter. Now, it's interesting because it's not only behind a paywall, although it's a pretty loose paywall. I think you get 10 articles before you're dinged to pay for it. Nevertheless, they also make, and I would bet the lion's share of the money they make from affiliate fees from their links. So
I wonder if it even is behind the paywall, because the whole point is to make money on the commerce.
No, it is, but it's a loose paywall.
Yeah, it's for people like me who go in and like I actually read the Wirecutter for fun. I'm like,
I do too. And you know what? I pay, and I've been paying for 30 years for Consumers Union, for Consumer Reports. They don't have any advertising. I think it's good to support this kind. This is real journalism. Should I buy that product?
Journalism.
Yeah,
you bet.
Yeah, and this is of course their biggest weekend because it's Black Friday and Cyber Monday. So they're hitting the times where it hurts. I'm surprised they couldn't come to an agreement before this strike. It's got to be.
They probably, I bet mainstream America is not going to know. Like, we know because we're freaking journalists, right? But like my mom, no idea.
Yeah.
Actually, she might shop just to spite the unions because she's like somewhat evil sometimes.
Yeah.